Okay then, so this is Mr. Red Fox, and this is my Shantae review, Shantae and the Seven Sirens review. So I will go over the good, the bad, and the ugly about this game. First the good, which is, you know, the good things about it, what I like about it, what's well designed about it. The bad, which in this case, in the categorization of my reviews, bad just means the other aspects that aren't definitively good in an objective way, and the ugly, just little things that may or may not you may or may not want or like about this game. So let's get to it after the cut. So this game came out in October, November of 2019. I say October because in October it basically came out for Apple, phones, and then it came out for the Mac in the next month. It was a Apple architecture exclusive for about 6 months, give or take. So keep this in mind. This game began its life as a mobile game. That being said, let's get into the good. If you are into, your standard Metroid style action adventure game, platformer, 2D style, this is the game for you, because this is what this is. If you aren't into games like that, then this is a good starting point for a lot of people, I would think. So with that being said, let's keep it moving to some of the positives of this title. I've played all the Shantae games. As a matter of fact, I've been a WayForward fan for years at this point. So, if you are a Shantae fan, this game has made some changes. So, in other Shantae games, the animal transformations basically give you access to mobility upgrades, and you can unlock different areas. Kind of like in Metroid games where different upgrades give you the ability to unlock new areas, get past certain types of gameplay gates, if you will, progression gating. Well, in this game, it's a lot more seamless because you have two types of transformations. You have fusion transformations and genie. You have genie fusions and genie transformations. Fusion transformations. Fusion transformations basically let you traverse areas you normally can't get through. So, for example, in previous Shantae games, in order for you to swim like dive and swim underwater and shit like that, you had to have the mermaid transformation. Well, in this game, there is no mermaid transformation. Instead, basically, you jump into the water, and then you press down, and you automatically turn into a frog. In other games, that was a dedicated transformation, which, if you're an old school Shantae fan, may be a problem for some people. But it does make traversing different areas a lot easier than it was in previous games. Okay? It's more seamless. Okay? Conversely, however, the genie fusions are a little on the meh side, for lack of a better term, in my humble opinion. They're kind of like, I really don't care. They're kind of like, basically what would have been your genie transformations in other games, your mermaid, your siren, your mermaid, your harpy, your elephant, your monkey transformations, are now just magic attacks that can either do damage, heal, or, do environmental things in order to unlock secrets and shit like that. So it's a little, how can I put this? This game has been very streamlined. And for a lot of people, that may be a good thing. I find that this is a very kind of easy Shantae game to get into, and easy. The gameplay loop is very seamless. So that could be a good thing depending on what type of gamer you are, and what type of game you want to get into. If you want a Shantae game where you just kind of get into it, this is for you. Other Shantae games, they start out kind of slow, and then basically you reach a point where things start to really pick up. This game starts out hitting the ground right away. So if you're into a very streamlined Metroid style, 2D style adventure game, this is for you. We'll get to the bad after the cut. So, as per my reviews, when I get to the bad portion, bad doesn't necessarily mean, bad. It just means bad as in other things that are going on in the game that I can't really fit into the strictly good category. The music. The boss music is good. It gets a little repetitive because every boss shares the same music, which, one of the cool things about other Shantae games is that certain bosses shared the same music, but other bosses had their own theme. This game, almost every boss has the same music. Thus far. I haven't gone to the final boss yet, but I'm like 92% done with the game, and I'm on the final area. I haven't made that final plunge because I'm trying to get all the little secrets so that I can 100% it, but almost there, so, I think I can make a reasonable assumption about what's going on there. So, with that being said, where do you go from there, So, the music is a little on the, it's good, it gets a little repetitive, in terms of the overworld music. Now, each of the areas, the labyrinths and the little areas, the pre-area before the labyrinths, like the moss zone, the deep sea zone, the undersea laboratory zone, like they have their own music, their own little riffs on the main theme, but it just kind of feels like, it could have been a little bit tighter. But overall, the music's pretty good. The transformations, the art style is pretty good. Basically, if you like the art style and how things were put together in Half Genie Hero or Pirate's Curse or Risky's Revenge, the art style has substantially changed in all those games. So this is what you're going to get, either deal with it or don't deal with it. So with that being said, I guess we can go to the ugly after the cut. So the ugly is a little on the, it's pretty basic. Basically, the ugly of this game is it was essentially created to be a, how can I put this? This game was created as a mobile game first, and so it's a little easy. Actually, it's very easy. You get money very easily in this game, like almost too easy. It's like, man, this is a little on the easy side. It's one of the few actual difficult, truly bad things about the game is that it is too easy. Money is easy to come by, and upgrades that you buy in the store are really friggin' easy to purchase because you get money so easily in the game. In previous games, these upgrades would have been gated off into even if you bought them in the store, like different stores would have sold maybe one upgrade, and then you would have had to go to another store in another area in order to buy a better upgrade. But in this game, it's basically like all or nothing. You can, as long as you have enough money, you can get everything, which is kind of, it kind of cheapens the gameplay experience a little bit. I would say that this game should be called Shantae and the Seven Sirens Mobile Edition. It's very easy, very kind of, this game may be difficult for people who, are playing it on a dedicated a dedicated handheld, but on home console, it's just not what you should want. So with that being said, I would say that Shantae and the Seven Sirens is good. Not great, not excellent, it's good. If I had to give it a letter grade, I would say it's a B-. It's not the best Shantae game. I would say as an initial installment, like if I were to compare it to Half Genie Hero, I would say that both of these games, when they first came out, I would say, if you compare them to the way they were when they first came out, it's better than Half Genie Hero when it first came out. But Half Genie Hero, once all the extra stuff was added over time, became a much better game. I don't think this game, even if you added stuff to it, would make it better, because on the fundamental level, it's been created to be appealing to people who play games on phones. And, I mean, this type of game wouldn't really be, you can't do it justice on a smartphone. So with that being said, it's pretty good. It's good. If you want a Metroid-style game,